A group of people wanted to belong, the door of a door, a legacy that has been passed along. And so these families began to build their dream, the sacred Jewish home of Chalutzim.
Guided by our past, we learn and teach and grow our tree of life, Tikkun Olam. We're not afraid to stand for what is right, planting the seeds to build a strong identity, loving kindness, justice, and community. I am Sinai, welcoming love in Sinai, roots and tradition for the Jewish life's our mission, a shining light for me. That's why I'm Sinai, growing together. Sinai, found my connection. We're more than a congregation, we're a family. Standing here today, we know the journey's only just begun. Ani ve'ata, we build our future here with everyone. So join us to celebrate what's been and what will be. Together we'll make Jewish memories. I am Sinai, welcoming love in Sinai, roots and tradition for the Jewish life's our mission, a shining light for me. That is why I'm Sinai, growing together.
Shabbat Shalom. So I've been thinking that this parashah, Toldot, is a story of family dynamics, and it often happens right around Thanksgiving when family dynamics always plays an interesting role. And what it means when siblings get together, either in friendly rivalry, in love, or in outright rivalry. And what does it mean when we have children who have disappointed us at our tables, and we have children that we favor? Just thinking about all of that, and in the end, I think to the end of the story, which is one of acceptance, that no matter what happens, that hopefully we can come back together, which will take us a week or two in the Torah, and then think about being here and reflecting on the differences that we have in our community, and that the friendly rivalries and the others, and the ability for us to come together here as a community and be accepted, no matter who you are and what your disagreements are. So, Ma tovu ohalecha Yaakov mishkanotecha Yisrael, we sing that in the mornings, and we recognize that story of how all of the Jewish people were were praised for being able to be together as one community. Page 192. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, who formed the human body with skill, creating the body's many pathways and openings. It is well known before your throne of glory that if one of them be wrongly opened or closed, it would be impossible to endure and stand before you. Blessed are you, Adonai, who heals all flesh. working wondrously.
Baruch atah Adonai rofech habasar mafli lasot.
My God, the soul that you have given me is pure. You created it, you shaped it, you breathed it into me, and you protect it within me. For as long as my soul is within me, I offer thanks to you, Adonai, my God, and God of our ancestors, source of all creation, sovereign of all souls. Praised be you, Adonai, in whose hand is every living soul and the breath of humankind.
Baruch atah Adonai asher beyod nefesh kol chai, beruach kol besari.
Page 204. Adonai, our God, make the words of your Torah sweet to us and to the house of Israel, your people, that we and our children may be lovers of your name and students of your Torah. We praise you, O God, teacher of Torah to our people Israel.
Baruch atah Adonai המלמד תורה לעמו ישראל. אלו דברים שאין להן שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, ואלו הן. אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור, אלו דברים שאין להם שיעור,
These are things that are limitless, of which a person enjoys the fruit of the world, while the principle remains in the world to come. They are honoring one's father and mother, engaging in deeds of compassion, arriving early for study morning and evening, dealing graciously with guests, visiting the sick, providing for the wedding couple, accompanying the dead for burial, being devoted in prayer and making peace among people. But the study of Torah encompasses them all. Page 214, Tov lehodot l'Adonai. It is good to give thanks to God.
להגיד בבוקר הסנך ואמונתך בלילות הלילות. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני. טוב, טוב, טוב להודות, טוב להודות לאדוני.
Page 224, Chatzi Kaddish.
יתגדל ויתקדש שמי רבה,
Amen.
ילמד ברכילותך, ימליך מלכותך, בחייכון וביומייכון, וחיי דכל בית ישראל. בגלה בגלה ובזמן קריב וימרו
Amen. Yesh meraba mevorach leolam rod melamaya yitbarach.
יתברך וישתבח, בית פוער בית רומן, יתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל, שם בית קודשה. לילה מן כל ברכתה ושירתה, תושבחתה ונר Iran ve'alma ve'imero.
Amen. We rise for Baruch Hu.
Baruch Hu et Adonai HaMevorach.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai HaMevorach le'olam va'ed.
Page 229. In the beginning, even then, a new light was sown for righteousness, a promise that your light would become the catalyst, first for order and then for hope. God, author of language and light, help us to use words as you have, to cast light into dark waters and draw out justice and truth.
Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hameorot.
Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one as you are one. You spoke and we wrote. We reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us as we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life.
Baruch atah Adonai habocher ve'amo Yisrael be'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha b'chol levacha u'b'chol nafshecha u'b'chol me'odecha ve'hayu hadvarim ha'ele asher anochi mitzavecha hayom al levavecha ve'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta b'ham v'shivtecha b'veitecha u'v'lechtecha v'derech u'v'shokbecha u'v'kumecha u'kashartam le'ot al yadecha v'hayu letotafod b'neinecha u'chatavtam al mezuzot beitecha u'visharecha Leman tiskeruhu v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'tem kedoshim lelohechem Ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lachem lelohim Ani Adonai Elohechem.
Adonai Elohechem emet.
Mi chamocha.
Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi chamocha ne'ar b'kodesh, norateinu toseferet, norateinu toseferet, shira chadasha shibechu geulim, כשמחה על שפתיים יחד כולם, הודו והמליכו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. יאי בבים ביבי ביי, יבביי בבים בם, יאי ביי ביי ביבי ביי, יבביי בבים בם, איי ביי ביי די די, יבביי בבים בם, איי די 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 די, יבביי בבים בם. צור ישראל, קומה בעזרת ישראל, ובדכנו מחיידה בין ישראל, עלינו עיני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני קהל ישראל.
We rise for Amidah, page 242.
אדוני שפתי תפתח ופי יגיד תהילתך ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו אלוהי אברהם אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב אלוהי שרה אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל, אלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, כומל חסדים טובים, וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניכם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה כל אתה, רב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מחלקל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חורים, ומטיל אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו, איש עיני עפר, מלחמוך בעל גבורות, ומדם אליו, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל. נקדש את שמך בעולם, כשם שמקדישים אותו בשמי מרו, הכתוב על יד נביאך, וקדוש זה ואמר.
קדוש, 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 אדוני צבאות, מלוכו הארץ כבודו.
אדיר אדירנו אדוני, אדוננו מאדיר, שמך בכל הארץ.
ברוך כבוד אדוני ממקומו.
אחד הוא אלוהינו, הוא אבינו מלכנו, הוא מושיענו והוא ישמיענו, רחמיו לעיני כל חי. אני אדוני אלוהיכם,
ימלוך אדוני לעולם, אלוהי ציון, לדור ודור, הללויה.
לדור ודור נגיד גודלך, ולנצח נצחים קדושתך נקדיש. ושבחך אלוהינו מפינו לא ימוש לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Be seated.
ישמחו במלכותך
Shabbat.
מקדש שביעי שבת כולם ישבעו ויתענגו בטובי השבת
ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת והשביעי רצית בו וקידשתו שבת עמדת ימים אותו קראת שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת ישמחו במלכותך שומרי שבת וקורא עונג שבת
זכר למעשה בראשית.
We offer thanks, O God, for this Shabbat which unites us in faith and hope, for Shabbat holiness which inspires sacred living, for Shabbat memories glowing even in the darkness, for Shabbat peace born of friendship and love. We offer thanks and blessing, O God.
Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha-Shabbat.
Ever-present one, may we, your people Israel, be worthy in our deeds and our prayer, wherever we live, wherever we seek you, in this land, in Zion restored, in all lands. You are our God, whom alone we serve in reverence.
Baruch atah Adonai shotcha lebadcha v'na'avod modim anachnu lach.
Modim anachnu lach, to you we give thanks. Giver of life and all good gifts, grant us also wisdom to use only what we need, courage to trust your bounty, imagination to preserve our resources, determination to deny frivolous excess, and inspiration to sustain through temptation. Blessed are you, Adonai, whose goodness deserves thanks and praise.
Baruch atah Adonai atov shimcha ulecha na'e lechodot.
Page 258.
וטוב בעיניך לברך את עמך ישראל בכל עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. ברוך אתה אדוני המברך את עמו, המברך את עמו ישראל בשלום. Take a moment for a silent meditation. Abraham. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom Abraham. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen.
We continue with Seder Kriyat HaTorah, service for reading Torah, page 362.
Ein kamocha ba'elohim Adonai, ve'en kema'asecha, malchutecha malchut kol olamim, v'mshaltecha bechol dor v'ador. Adonai melech, Adonai malach, Adonai melech, le'olam va'ed. Adonai yosliamo yiteh, Adonai yevarech et amo b'shalom. Rachamim, eitiva b'ratzoncha et Zion, tibneh chomot Yerushalayim, tibneh chomot Yerushalayim. Ki bech levad batachnu, melech elam v'nisa, Adon olamim. Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, Ki mitzion tetzeh Torah, udevar Adonai mirushalayim. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch shenatan Torah, Torah. Le'amo Yisrael b'kedushato. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad, Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adoneinu, Ka'ato Shemo. Gadol Adonai iti, ונרממה שמו יחדיו. לחם אדוני הגדולה והגבורה והתפארת והנצח והאור. כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, כי כל בשמיים ובארץ, האדוני הממלכה המתנשא לכל ראש. רוממות אלוהינו והשתחוו לנונגרג וקדושו. רוממות אלוהינו והשתחוו להר קודשו. כי קדוש אדוני אלוהינו.
may be seated. There are 4 times in the Torah that one person says to another, Shema b'koli, listen to me. Okay? 3 times it is Rebekah speaking to her son Jacob, that would be in this week's Torah portion, and once is Jethro speaking to his son-in-law Moses. Now, while the words are the same, right? The dynamics between the two could not be more different, and accordingly, they produce radically different results. Jethro, visiting Moses and the Israelites in the desert after they've left Egypt, sees a difficult situation. Moses is, you know this, Moses is serving as kind of a one-man legal system. And the people are standing in line all day long in order to have their cases heard. And it becomes immediately clear to Jethro that this state of affairs is untenable for both Moses and, of course, the people. And based on his organizational experience as a priest of Midian, Jethro knows what needs to be done, and he prefaces this by telling Moses, now, Shema b'koli, listen to me, I will counsel you, and let God be with you. Let's go to this week's Torah portion. In this week's Torah portion, Rebekah thinks that Isaac is about to bequeath Esau the spiritual legacy of Abraham and doesn't consider Esau to be worthy of this role. She wants, of course, Jacob, the more spiritually oriented of her 2 sons, to receive the blessing and wants him to use deception in order to get it. She says, now, my son, Shema b'koli, listen to me, to what I command you. 2 differences between these verses catch my attention. The first is that while both Jethro and Rebekah say, listen to me, what does Jethro do? He counsels Moses while Rebekah commands Jacob. The second is that after Jethro counsels Moses, he adds, and let God be with you. Rashi, quoting the Midrash, explains this verse as meaning, go and consult God. Rebekah, of course, adds no such disclaimer. This is a crucial difference, because Jethro doesn't want Moses to simply take his word for it. Right? Part of his counsel, right, is for Moses to go and seek the counsel of God, consult with God. Jethro invites Moses to receive some sort of inner indication through prayer or meditation or whatever other means that is going to be what's the best course of action. He suggests that Moses reflect on whether or not this advice resonates with him. Okay? Jethro doesn't insist on being heeded. We honor others and we treat them with dignity when we offer them counsel and then leave it to their inner wisdom and divine guidance that they receive to determine what is the best course of action. When we offer advice without insisting, we're being kind without being coercive or possessive. In addition, the kind of advice, this kind of advice, is really an expression of humility. Right? It recognizes that we
Each view life from a particular point of view. We see through our individual eyes, through the lenses of our own education, and the filters of our unique experiences, including our unresolved emotional baggage. Do we ever truly know what is best for someone else? Okay? I once defined humility for myself as, I barely know what is right for me, how can I know what's right for you? Now, Jethro's counsel contrasts pretty strongly and sharply with Rebekah's command to Jacob. She doesn't ask Jacob for his opinion, and when he voices concerns about her command, what does she do? She dismisses him, okay? Repeatedly, all right? She just keeps saying, just listen to me. Rebekah is so convinced that she is right and that the ends justify the means that it doesn't occur to her that she might be badly misjudging the situation. There's something violent and abusive about coercing a course of action on another person. Okay? And there's a disconnection from humility when one is convinced one knows what is best for another. Commanding another person to act in a certain way is really an awesome responsibility. What if things are not as one imagines them to be? And in fact, things are not as Rebekah imagines. She's concerned that Isaac will give Esau the spiritual leadership. Right? However, as Rabbi Ovadia Sforno, right, he's 16th century Italian, and many modern commentaries demonstrate, Isaac from the beginning reserves the spiritual blessing, the blessing of Abraham, right, for Jacob. Isaac is holding on to that for Jacob. And for those of us who were in Torah study this morning, we saw one possibility was, if we look at the two blessings, the one that he thinks he is giving to Esau and the one that he actually gives to Jacob in the end, we can see that it's a possibility that Isaac is really intending a better blessing for Jacob. Right? Really, the results speak for themselves. Rebekah's command brings about a breakup of the family and really great human suffering. Jethro's counsel, on the other hand, results in human suffering alleviated. Okay, all the people don't have to stand for so long. Justice becomes more accessible, right? And greater ease. There's a greater ease and comfort for everybody, and people find their place living in harmony. So I think from this we learn that advice is okay to give, but advice given properly can be a great kindness to others. Advice that is not properly given can cause pain and discord. So we are going to be reading from Parshat Toldot, from Genesis chapter 25, beginning with verse 19. Right? That's in your Eitz Chaim Torah commentary on page 146. On page 146. And it is my pleasure always to invite our Rabbi Emeritus, Rabbi Kingsley, for the honor of the Aliyah. Ya'amod Harav Raphael ben Aharon L'Aliyah La Torah. What's your mother's name?
Esther.
Esther. I knew it. I did all right. Not bad.
You're mostly there. Baruch hu et Adonai hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hambarach Leolam Va'ed.
Baruch Adonai hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Ve'ile toldot Ishmael. No, that's the wrong place. Here. So, Ve'ile toldot Yitzchak ben Avraham. Avraham הוליד את יצחק ויצחק בן 40 שנה, וקחתו את רבקה בת בתואל ארמי מפדן ארם, אחות לבן ארמים לו לאישה. ויתר יצחק לאדוני לנוכח אשתו, כי יקרה היא. ויתר לו אדוני, ותר רבקה אשתו, ויתוצצו הבנים בקרבה. ותאמר, אם כן, למה זה אנוכי, ותלך לדרוש את אדוני.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher natan lanu Torat emet, v'chayei olam nata betochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. The presence of our Torah, we think about our friends and neighbors, members of our community who are in need of a blessing of healing. On this Shabbat, we are thinking about Beth Albert, Audrey Aronchik, Marilyn Beaumont, Osvaldo Barraza, Elliot Citron, Susie Daboul, Kathy Duchess, Eliyahu Ben Ruvain, Miriam, Elka Rock, Chana Freda Batrisa, Rita Gold, Ed Johns, Mindy Elizabeth Jones, Susan Jones, Jack Lieb, Maya Bat Devora, Mark Rockfeld, Howard Sanford, Shalom Ben Tikva, Shaul Ben Moshe Verivka, Shoshana Devora Bat Chava, Barry Sugar, Nancy Simon, Aryeh Tzvi Ben Sarah, Kevin Webb. Mishaberach Avotenu Abraham Yitzhak veYaakov Imotenu Sarah Rivka Rachel v'Leah Hu Yavarach veYura Pei Et Cholim Kodesh Baruch Hu Yamalei Rachamim Alehem L'Hachlimam L'Rapotam L'Hachazikam L'Hachyotam V'Yishlach Bimheira Refuah Shlema Refuat HaNefesh U'Refuat HaGuf B'toch Shar Cholei Yisrael Hashta B'Hagala V'Zman Kariv V'Nomar. We say Amen. We're going to invite Marty and Heather Oppenheimer to hold and dress our Torah. And as the Torah is lifted, we invite the congregation to please rise.
וזאת התורה אשר שם משה לפני בני ישראל, על פי אדוני ביד משה. יאילי ללילה, יאלילה ללילה, יאלילה
The Haftarah for Parshat Toldot comes from one of the minor prophets, from the prophet Malachi, right from the very beginning of the book itself, from chapter 1. And we know that the legacy of Jacob. Jacob becomes the next in line to create the Jewish people. But what happens to Esau? He kind of disappears from the story, but the rabbis don't let that happen totally. They unfortunately leave him the bad legacy of becoming the progenitor, the ancestor of Edom. And who is Edom connected to? To the Romans. So we have the split of these two brothers creating a discord for many, many centuries. And we see that a little bit in the strife that is shared in this week's Haftarah. You will see immediately the connection to the Torah portion. If you'd like to follow along, it's on page 163. Page 163. We're actually going to read pretty much the entire Haftarah. And there we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'neviim tovim berachah v'divreichem הנאמרים באמת ברוך אתה אדוני הבוחר בתורה ומשה עבדו בישראל עמו בנביאי האמת והצדק מסע דבר אדוני אל ישראל ביד מלאכי אהבתי אתכם אמר אדוני ואמרתם במה אהבתנו הלא אח עשיו ליעקב נאום אדוני ואוהב את יעקב ואת עשיו שנאתי ואשים את הרע ושממה ואת נחלתו לתנות מדבר.
A pronouncement, the word of the Lord to Israel through Malachi. I have shown you love, said the Lord, but you ask, how have you shown us love? After all, declares the Lord, Esau is Jacob's brother, yet I have accepted Jacob and have rejected Esau. I have made his hills a desolation, his territory a home for beasts of the desert. If Edom thinks, though crushed, we can build the ruins again, thus said the Lord of hosts, they may build, but I will tear down. And so they may be known as the region of wickedness, the people damned forever of the Lord. Your eyes shall behold it, and you shall declare, great is the Lord beyond the borders of Israel. A son should honor his father, and a slave his master. Now, if I am a father, where is the honor due me? And if I am a master, where is the reverence due me, said the Lord of hosts to you? O priests who scorn my name, but you ask, how have we scorned your name? You offered defiled food on my altar, but you ask, how have we defiled you? By saying the table of the Lord can be treated with scorn. When you present a blind animal for sacrifice, that's an animal that is not technically kosher because it has a blemish. It doesn't matter. When you present a lame or a sick one, it doesn't matter. Just offer it to your governor. Will he accept you? Will he show you favor, said the Lord of hosts? And now implore the favor of God. Will he be gracious to us? This is what you have done. Will he accept any of you? The Lord of hosts has said, if only you would lock my doors and not kindle fire on my altar to no purpose, I take no pleasure in you, said the Lord of hosts, and I will accept no offering from you. For from where the sun rises to where it sets, my name is honored among the nations, and everywhere incense and pure oblation are offered to my name. For my name is honored among the nations, said the Lord of hosts. But you profane it when you say, the table of the Lord is defiled, and the meat and the food can be treated with scorn. You say, oh, what a bother. And so you degrade it, said the Lord of hosts, and you bring the stolen, the lame, and the sick, and you offer such as an oblation. Will I accept it from you, said the Lord? A curse on the cheat who has an unblemished male in his flock, but for his vow sacrifices a blemished animal to the Lord. For I am a great king, said the Lord of hosts, and my name is revered among the nations. And my name is revered among the nations. And now, O priests, this charge is for you. Unless you obey and unless you lay it to heart and do honor to my name, said the Lord of hosts, I will send a curse and turn your blessings into curses. Indeed, I have turned them into curses because you do not lay it to heart. I will put my seed under a ban, and I will strew dung upon your faces, the dung of your festal sacrifices, and you shall be carried out in its heap. Know then that I have set this charge to you, that my covenant with Levi may endure, said the Lord of hosts. I had with him a covenant of life and well-being, which I gave to him, and of reverence which he showed me, for he stood in awe of my name. Proper rulings were in his mouth, and nothing perverse was in his lips. He served me with complete loyalty and held the many back from iniquity. For the lips of a priest guard knowledge, and men seek rulings from his mouth, for he is a messenger of the Lord of hosts.
בריתי הייתה איתו, החיים ושלום, ואתנם לו מורא, ויראני, מפני שמי ניחתו. תורת אמת הייתה בפיו, והבלה לא נמצא בשפתיו. בשלום ובמישור הלך איתו, ברבים השיב מעוון. כי שפתי כהן ישמרו דת ותורה, יבקשו מפיהו, כי מלאך אדוני צבאות הוא. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, צור כל עולמים, צדיק וכל הדורות. על הנאמן אמר ועושה, המדבר ומקיים, שכל דבריו אמת וצדק. על התורה ועל העבודה ועל הנביאים, ועל יום השבת תעשה, שנתת לנו אדוני אלוהינו לקדושה ולמנוחה, לכבוד ולתפארת. על הכל אדוני אלוהינו אנחנו מודים לך, מברכים אותך. יתברך שמך בפי כל חי תמיד עולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני מקדש השבת.
Amen. Picking up our prayer books once again, page 374, we rise as the Torah is returned to the ark.
האם היא למעשיגים בה מתומכיה מאושר דרכיה דרכי נועם בכל נתיבותיה Shalom, Hashivenu Adonai, Elecha Benai. teshuva. Hadesh, Hadesh Yameinu, Hadesh Yameinu, Kekedem. Aleinu, page 586. Aleinu leshabeach ladon hakol, laten gedula leyotzer bereishit, shelo asanu kegoyei aratzot, velo asamanu kemishpechot האדמה, shelo sam kelkeinu kaem, וגור עלינו ככל עמונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר Haya Adonai, Melech al kol haaretz, hayom ha'u, yeh Adonai echad, u'shemo echad.
We turn our thoughts to those who are no longer with us, those who have given us the gift of memory. On the Shabbat, we remember Sandra Victoria Franco, who died over the last 30 days, for whom we are observing Shloshim. And we remember these, the yortzites of our congregants' loved ones, whom we are commemorating and have commemorated this week. Lillian Beaumont, Henrietta Berkowitz, Ivram Mail Cohen, Adrian J. Cohn, Gladys T. Fedank, Stuart Warren Coleman, Leonard Katzker, Carolyn Kemmelhor, Lillian Holtz-Knoll, Marguerite T. Lindo, Arlene Light, Becky Maneker, Melanie Matrano, Joseph Petrofy, Rebecca Rappaport, Eddie Schaefer, Isaac Scheckman, Sidney Sherman, Rose Wolf, and those who are listed below who are remembered on our permanent memorial plaques here in the sanctuary. We join together for Kaddish Yatom Mourners Kaddish, page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei rabbah ve'alma divrach ruteh v'yamlich malchuteh v'chayei chon v'yomei chon u'v'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael Ba'galau uvizman kari v'imru, and Yehei Shemei Rabbah Mavarach Le'alam Olomei Omaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal Shemei D'Kudashah Richu Le'alam min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata da'amiran be'alma v'imru, and Yehei Shlama Rabbah min Shemaya V'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, v'yaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael v'imru. Amen. The source of peace, send peace to all who mourn, comfort to all who are bereaved. As together we say, Amen. Once again, I want to wish all of you Shabbat Shalom. Say thank you to Terry and Mel Drucker, to Karen Darren Friedman, and to Helene Gordon, all who sponsored our Shabbat services this weekend. We have 4 announcements. First one is that on December 4th, That is coming up soon. Okay? Next Sunday, hard to believe, we get to celebrate Cantor Norman being with us for 10 years, and his concert, so 4:30 on Sunday, December 4th. Then the weekend after that, on Saturday, December 10th, come join someone. All right, join a new friend or an old friend, and have a great dinner and do a little fundraising for Sinai. This is like a no-brainer fundraiser. It's far more fun than it is fundraising. So find a menu that you like. I am letting you know that there are menus that are starting to fill up. Nothing's yet closed, but they are getting close. So choose a menu. There is really something for everyone. Okay? Chinese, vegetarian, barbecue, very high-end, casual, you name it, it's all there. So pick a menu and find a place to go for Dine for Sinai. Then, if you are looking for something to do on Christmas Day, we are working with an organization called Undies for Everyone. Undies for Everyone was started by a colleague and a friend, dear friend, Rabbi Amy Weiss in Houston. And now they are all over the country and even internationally, ensuring that children have clean underwear, which we take for granted. But when you don't have any, you don't take it quite so much for granted. So we are in charge of repackaging 2,520 pairs of underwear that will be donated to the Boys and Girls Club here in Miami. If you're looking for something to do, and the Chinese food has already been ordered, then come and spend just a couple hours from 2:30 to 4:30 on Christmas Day. It is a project open really for anyone. Not a lot of physical exercise needed. We just need bodies. So come join us for that. Now I'm trying to remember what the fourth announcement. Oh, my Hanukkah talk, yeah. That's on December 14th. December 14th. If you want to learn more about Hanukkah, if you want to learn about Hanukkah, period, come on December 14th, 7:30, here at Temple Sinai. I'm doing the next of my series on the holidays. If you think you know everything about Hanukkah, I promise you I'm going to teach you something new. Okay, we are going to conclude with the singing of Ein Keloheinu. Are we really doing...
No, we are doing the regular Ein Keloheinu.
625, 626.
626.
Okay.
Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadoneinu, Ein Kemalkeinu, Ein Kemoshienu, Mi Eloheinu, Mi Kadoneinu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kemoshienu, Nodel Eloheinu, Nodel Adoneinu, Nodel Malkeinu, Nodel Moshienu, Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adoneinu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu, Atau Eloheinu, Atau Adoneinu, Atau Malkeinu, Atau Moshienu.
We rise for Kiddush and Motzi.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, עיני ובני ישראל אותי לעולם, כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, וביום השביעי שבת ויהי נפש. זכור את יום השבת לקדשו, remember the Shabbat and sanctify it. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם, פורה פרי הגפן.
Amen. Let's see what we got here. Oh, we have a challah. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat shalom.